Hello, friends. Welcome to your practice today. Today, we are going to be doing a restorative practice with props. So, for this practice, you're going to need a bolster or some sort of a pillow, a strap, and two blocks. Let's get started. We're going to start with our bolster. So, if you don't have one of these, you can also use like a big comforter and fold it up in this position. Um, but I wanted to do a practice with you guys to show you all the amazing poses you can do with your props. So we'll take the bolster along the mat the long way, bring it right up against your lower back, and then you might have to scoot it away from your back a little bit, just depending on your shape and size of bolster. And you'll lay back onto the bolster, adjusting in soles of your feet together, hands out to the sides. And for just a little extra support today, let's use our blocks, if you wish, underneath the outer knees. So that's a really good way to support your hips if you have tight hip flexors. Once you get into position here, allow yourself to close your eyes and just enter your practice. It's a beautiful practice to have your lights turned off, soft music in the background, or maybe just complete silence. As you settle in, take a moment to ground your energy. I always love this practice at the end of a day or the end of a week, but it can be done anytime. Start to naturally deepen your breath, inviting in calm energy, feeling the rise and fall of your chest, separating your teeth, and really scanning the body and relaxing anything that you might feel tensing. Gently gazing into the space behind closed eyes, Chitta Kasha, sacred space. Looking for movement, energy, colors, images, or maybe you feel like it's a vast nothing. That space is so special. It's the only place in the world only you can see. Notice what that space looks like when you inhale versus when you exhale. Maybe there's a shift or maybe not. The eyes are still closed. You start to look in and up towards your third eye center. Notice if there's an image there, a shape, as we look into the inner mind, getting in touch with our inner wisdom. Take a moment to set an intention for yourself here. What led you to your mat today? What do you hope to accomplish here? Or maybe there's a sankalpa, bigger intention you're setting every single day to keep yourself on track. State your intention 3 times in a row so every cell in your body can feel and hear that intention. We are a magnet to energy. Put out there what you want. Start to pay attention to the gifts that come your way. If you lost your third eye gaze, come back to it one more time here. Focusing, clearing space for calm, restorative energy. This practice is a little slower. We stay in poses a little longer. And there is lots of time for your mind to wander here or there. I encourage you to only invite in thoughts that you want to have on your mat. Positive thoughts, positive energy. And really practice keeping the negativity at bay. If you notice yourself having a thought of fear, anger, worry, or doubt, set it to the side. We are energy, we attract energy, so if we bring negativity into our mind, we do attract that energy. If we bring positivity, we also attract that. So we're just practicing here. Start to reach your hands up and over the back of your head, lengthening, maybe grab one wrist and just stretch, stretch, stretch. You can interlace your fingers, feel the length in your side body. Take about 3 more breaths here. Inviting space between your rib cage, the muscles there, the intercostal muscles. Spine is long. Take your arms and bring them to the outer knees. Scoop your knees up and in. And then gently roll off towards one side, and you're going to kind of just migrate up into a seated space. We're going to be moving around a little bit on our mat here. Come into a space where your feet are a little wider, and we'll take our bolster, our pillow, and you might need to put your blocks down here and then put your pillow on top. So I've got my long one. I like doing this where I'm kind of wrapping over the pillow. This is a giant pillow. But if you need to, you can also, if you have something smaller, prop up your pillow on top of something else, okay? Depending on your flexibility. So place your bolster on your lap, reach your arms way up towards the sky, and then fold over that pillow. And just kind of get into a nice stretch and then close your eyes. Feeling your back maybe rounded a little bit more. Head dropping. If your neck feels uncomfortable, you can stack your blocks. I'm going to give you lots of options today. So your forehead will rest on the blocks. That feels really good. So you might try that. And if you're simply stuck way up high, be creative, okay? You can place a block on your bolster. Try that. Okay, we're all a little different from each other. So I want you to do a little practicing and just kind of try a few different things and then find the one that works for you today. Once you get into your forward fold, just pause and start deepening your breath. Moving the breath through the whole back body, but also focusing on your inside body. Just kind of think about what's kind of getting squished here. Your belly, your digestive system, your sexual organs maybe. And as you breathe deeply into those places, they're getting a little massage. We're giving a little love to the inner body, so when we come out of the pose, we can maybe be functioning a little bit better. Scan your body and see if you're tensing anywhere. Some culprits are your feet, your hands, your neck, your jaw, your face. But really it could be anywhere. Keep following your breath. I am breathing in and I am breathing out. I am breathing in, and I am breathing out. Inviting a sense of calm into your practice. And take about 5 or 6 more breaths here. Nice long inhales. And even longer exhales. And slow and steady, come on up. You can have your blocks to the side of your mat. I'm going to use my bolster for this next one. However, you might choose to use a block instead, okay? We'll come down onto our back. Once you get there, hug your left knee in and lengthen your right leg all the way forward. And just take that left knee, move it over towards the left, and then move it across your body. So you're just getting into your hip a little bit and massaging the hip crease, the descending colon. Good. And then move the knee kind of over towards your left armpit and just hug it in for a moment. Head is flat on the ground. Your opposite right leg is lengthened out. And just breathing into that pinching that you feel between your leg and your waist. So it's kind of on the soft tissue of your side here. Sometimes we're so tight we can't get the knee all the way in, so just do your best. All right, and we're going to take this into a twist. So the idea here is that you will use your bolster to rest your left leg on. Okay, so you're going to roll onto your right side, rest your left leg on that bolster or your block, and then stretch the left arm back towards the left. Now, if the left shoulder has a lot of space between the ground and it, you can also place a pillow or one of your blocks below that shoulder as an option. And we're going to gently just slowly turn our gaze towards the left, any amount. I like to rest my right hand on my right leg, just holding that leg in place. Deepening your breath through the twist in your body, rinsing out any tension you're carrying around today. Our twisting tells our body to let go, to detoxify, to release. It's physically going to do its job, but maybe there's something on an emotional layer or a mental layer that you are ready to let go of today. And start thinking about that, leaving your system. Again, just scan and make sure you're not tensing. If you feel any tension in your back, slide your right hand right to the top of your right thigh where your hip crease is and just give a little pressure there, pushing your hand into the fleshy part of your thigh, and that should help your lower back open up a little bit more. I like that variation in my body. you might do that for a little while and then release the effort again, or stay with it. These poses are not meant to be the deepest versions of the poses. They're meant to be a version that you can hold for a longer time. And again, the idea is we are able to let go into the pose, not tense, not overthink. Starting to create a little bit of space between each thought that we have, until maybe you have a lot of space. Keep the eyes from being busy, either close them or just gaze at one spot and hold your focus point, your drizzy point. Couple more breaths on this first side. Good. Slowly turn your head, your gaze back to neutral. Then, as you're ready, bring both knees towards your chest, just adjusting your lower back on the ground. And once you get there, take your knees and together circle them in one direction. Massaging out the lower back, being really kind to our body today. Switch directions. And pause and take your knees in the opposite direction of each other. A little bit more for the hips. Then switch directions. And when you're ready, you're going to keep your right knee hugging in and lengthen your left leg out. And if you're using your props, just switch them to the opposite side here. So again, pull your right knee and then just kind of move it to the right. Move it back across to the left, maybe little circles. Just giving yourself a little love. I can remember years ago one of my teachers telling me the real magic happens when you release the pose. That's when all the healing, the new blood flows in. So sometimes I feel like I can actually feel that happening. So let's pause, just hugging the right knee in towards the right armpit. Especially with this stretch right here. This is an amazing stretch to help release the lower back. Just laying on your back. It's great for your digestion. We're on the right side, so the ascending colon. And just one of those where, for me, I feel a little pinch in that hip crease. I have really tight hip flexors. But then when I release it, I just feel this like warm energy moving into that space. So see if you can feel that this time. Let's take our twist. Guide your right knee. So when you release it, can you feel that little shift? Guide your right knee over towards your prop on the left side. You can scoot the left hip under if you need to. Get cozy there. Take your left hand, place it on the leg, and then slowly peel your right arm back towards the right. It can be in a cactus shape or straight out, depending on the space that you have or what feels more comfortable. And really, if it's okay in your neck, look to the right as well. If it doesn't feel good, go as far as feels right. And we just start here by breathing, being, sending breath through our whole body. Thinking about that letting go on a conscious level. Is there anything that we are willing and ready to release? And sometimes it can be as silly as like an old couch you've been hanging on to, but that just gives you bad vibes. An old outfit. a relationship that's not working for you, a job that isn't serving you anymore, friendship that just doesn't fill your cup. Feeling yourself, if you need that little lower back release, slide your left hand towards the right hip crease. Take your hand on the fleshy part of your leg and just kind of push into that part. So you're going to be doing a little effort in the left arm, but the rest of the body should remain relaxed. And as we're here, we can feel maybe a little bit more space coming to your lower back area. You can stay with that the rest of the time, or you might do it for a moment and release it and see if you can find a new space to relax into. Layer by layer, we let go. Last couple breaths here. All right, my friend, slowly come onto your back. Ooh, move slow. Take your bolster and just put it over the back of your mat so it's out of your way. Okay. Knees in. Again, just rock here this time, side to side. Maybe some circles with the knees. Finding a more organic movement if you want to do the opposite direction circles. Pull the knees in or out. Be kind to your body. Good. We are going to take the hands behind the legs and rock and roll a few times, just really massaging the back out. If that doesn't work in your body, rock side to side instead. And I want you to rock up, grab your strap, take it with you, and let's just take our blocks back with us too so we can reach them. We are going to set up here. Let's first do our head. So we're going to take one of our blocks. You'll take it at, I call this toaster level, and you'll place it behind the back of your head. Okay, the block is right on your skull, where the skull and the soft tissue meet. Not on the soft tissue, not on your neck, but really on your head. Okay, and then you're resting your head on the block. And just because we can multitask, we're going to take the left or right ankle, cross it over the left thigh. Okay, and you're slowly turning your head side to side, releasing some tension out of the little muscles that attach up on your skull. Okay, you can kind of work your way around here. If you feel a really tight spot, maybe pause there and take a breath or so. And if you want to get deeper in the legs, take your hands to your thighs and just put a little bit of pressure into your thighs. I woke up today, or actually yesterday, with my lower back on the left side. This happens to me all the time. One side, then the other, one side, then the other. It's like, I call it, it's out. It's just like, remember a couple days ago doing something in my yoga practice and it kind of went pop, pop. And for those of you who don't know, I had back surgery when I was 13, so I've had back stuff my whole life. And so my back's it's just achy over there. So this stretch, where you push your hands into your thighs, it is like the stretch that feels so good for my lower back. Let's switch our legs. You can keep doing the head a little bit longer. So just start lightly letting the hip open. That might be enough for you. And again, just pay attention to if there's a spot on your neck that needs a little love, work that spot out. And then when you're ready, you can press your hands into your thighs. And for me, on these days that I have that lower back stuff, I can feel the stretch going up my back. It's so crazy. So it's just a reminder to get to my practice, get back to my practice. Beautiful, guys. All right. Release the legs. Take the block out from underneath your head. And we're going to grab for our strap now. And so you should have a loop in your strap. A long strap is the best. If you don't have a long one, it's a great investment. You can use it for a lot of different things. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt. So you can't get out of this one. If you don't have a belt, you could use something long. I don't know. Anyways, you're going to take the strap around the ball of your right foot, and starters, we're just hands on strap. So if you don't have a strap that you can make a loop, you can definitely do this with something, even a long towel around your foot if you don't have the props, okay? So this is the first option. The strap's a little long for me right now. I'm going to shorten it. When you do these next couple stretches, you want to have the buckle kind of up by your foot so it's not going to get on your skin or on your head. This next one, we weave our arms through the strap till the strap comes to our elbow. We'll take the hands and reach them up and over the back of the head. Maybe you push your bolster off to the way if you don't like how that feels. And the weight of your arms and your legs balance each other out. Right, this is a great one to just leave your neck out of this whole process. But the third option is my favorite. If you've never done this before, give it a try. The strap is going to go behind your head. Listen carefully. It goes above your ears, on your skull, never on your neck, okay? That is kind of the sweet spot for me. For me, the strap, the length of my leg is pretty much going to always work for me. Sometimes I have to tighten or loosen it a little bit. But it should be in a place where you can let your head hang off the strap and your leg hang off the head. So they both are working with each other. Now your hand's free and you can massage your right leg, which feels so good. If you have any tight spots, work out those knots. You can stretch the arms out or even above your head if that feels good. Rest them next to you or on your belly, but just allow yourself to chill here. It's really stretching our whole body passively from your neck all the way down your back body and up the back of your leg. The fascia gets this nice deep stretch. We actually are going to feel taller when we're done with this one. Find your zen. Right here a little bit longer. You might switch between the different versions until you find the one that works for you. Deepen your breath. Send your breath to the place in your body that is talking to you the most. The lengthening goes up the back of your leg through your heel. Take a couple more breaths down this center place. If you have lower back issues, this is a great one to do on the daily. Take a really deep breath in. Let it go. Slide the strap off of your head or out from your arms. Place it in your left hand. And guide your leg towards the right, reaching through the heel. You can use your right hand as a kickstand or use a block on the side of you as a kickstand. The leg is over time coming up and then over towards the right. Anchor your left shoulder, left hip using your core down to the mat. Your whole body is flat except for your leg. And then once you get there, pause and breathe. Allowing the inner leg to open up. Not going to your deepest stretch, but really finding 80%, 90% of how far you could go, and then just holding that space. Lengthen through your heel if your leg is getting tired. A couple more breaths here, not as long. Okay, take your leg back to center. Turn your pinky toe side of your foot towards the sky so it's a little twist in your ankle, and then bring your foot across your body about a foot. Okay, I like to hold my strap always in the opposite hand of the direction I'm going, and just straighten your leg and pull that foot up. Oof, I'm extremely tight here. So you can feel your IT band, your shin, back of your knee. For me, I even feel my groin a little bit, which I've been suffering from a little hamstring, groin, hip flexor, psoas, the whole thing. I don't know where it's coming from. So making sure that I'm doing this type of stretch every single day, but not too much, right? So if this is really working for you, you can stay in this version, or you can take it into a full twist. Your foot might come to the ground. You might want a block or a bolster underneath it. Take the strap into the left hand if you do that, and stretch your right arm back. So we already did a big twist, but we're kind of in this position again, and you're pulling the foot up towards your chest more, so you're getting way deeper into your hip and your lower back here, your IT band. Straighten the leg as best you can. If you need to, you can also bend the knee, but you're going to get more out of it if you keep the leg straight. And again, not as long of a hold here, but just enough where we really feel a good opening when we're done. It's amazing to me. So I always call this in my classes the magic pose, because we're going to get taller after we're done with this one. And it always brings me joy. I teach at a recovery center for addicts, and this morning I was doing this pose with them, and there's a new guy there, and I was kind of saying this magic pose, and I think he was like, huh? And then when we laid on our back, he was giggling, and I was like, yep, I told you, you're taller now. So we're about to see that. Let's bring our leg back to center. Maybe one of you out there will let out a little laugh as you lengthen your leg out. Just feel the right side versus the left side. Even to this day, I have to look sometimes. Is my leg longer? What's happening? I can feel this all the way up my back body. So just experience the whole thing for a moment. When you're ready, we'll switch sides. Let's start in the middle. Strap around the ball of your foot. Okay, strap in hands. Weave your arms through or place it behind your head, and go ahead and just go to the version that you know that you're going to do right here. Get on in. If you're behind the head, you get to massage the leg if you wish, finding any spots that could be tight. Get your fingers in there, that self-massage, that healing touch. And as you're massaging your own body, send positivity into each place you touch, really feeling the healing energy. I truly do believe our body is always trying to heal, whether it's physically or even emotionally. Our body's not working against us. And we can be kind to ourselves. We put the investment in, and we get so much out of it. but we have to put in the time. And also just the way you talk to yourself in your head and the way you physically interact with yourself. Are you massaging your leg with kindness and care? Are you beating yourself up? You know, those things matter. Our tissues can recognize the difference of compassion and care versus abuse. I definitely believe the investment you put in, your time that you put in, the energy, the effort, you're gonna get it back tenfold. Deepen your breath. If you've lost track of your breath, find it now. It's normal for your leg to start tingling, shaking. Breathe into those things. I'm going to slide the strap into our right hand and guide the left leg towards the left. Reaching through the heel, anchoring your right side body down to the earth as best you can. You might notice some differences from side to side, how far you can stretch. I can totally feel an immense difference on my left versus my right, especially since I've been dealing with the whole hamstring, hip, whatever it is, inconsistency right now, aggravation. For me, it's that injury that I have is kind of a chronic injury that comes and goes in my body. So you might be dealing with something like that yourself and just like paying attention, but really my goal is to bring everything to balance, right? Balance it out. Wake up the body, wake up the cells, get them working, regenerating, healing. Let's bring our leg to center. Turn your pinky toe side of your foot up. Take the strap in your opposite hand and move your leg across your body about a foot, okay? It's not so far that your left hip is lifting, so the left hip and lower back should be nice and grounded. And then press that leg towards straight. And if your leg is way down here, well, pull it up as far as you can. We're all different in our bodies and our shapes, so you're doing the best you can and feeling your way through this practice. You'll know when you're in your deep spot, your right spot. Okay, if you want to take it into the full twist, the strap will come into your right hand. You'll guide your foot towards the ground and reach your left arm towards the left. A big open twist. You can also place a bolster or something underneath your leg if it feels like it's too much. Pull that leg up, get into your glute, your outer leg, your hamstring. Everything is stretching. This big windmill stretch in our body. Nice work. Let's come on back towards our back. Stretch your legs out next to each other. It is not as big of a difference because we've already done the right side, but just feel the length. Feel your back. You should feel more balanced now. It's amazing, huh? Let's place our strap off to the side. You're going to now grab for one of your blocks, bend your knees. Let's just swish our knees side to side before we do this next one. Just kind of release the back if you feel any tightness there. And then we're going to go for, let's start at the bottom level, okay? So the flattest level, slide the block underneath your sacrum, and I just want you to check in. Is that enough for you today? If it is enough, you're going to stay right here. If you're up for going higher, you're going to turn it up to toaster level. And I know there's a few of you that probably want to go all the way up to the highest level. You can also stack 2 blocks if it feels too wobbly, okay? So we're here, and we're going to pick our feet up and let them hang out towards the sky. You know you're in the right spot because you're balancing on your sacrum, so your tailbone is just below the edge of the block probably, and none of your lumbar spine is touching the block, okay? If it's on your back, it's not going to feel good. You're going to kind of like look like this, all right? So move it if you can't balance. Once you're here, just kind of wiggle your toes, maybe circle your ankles. The legs aren't strong and tight. They're just kind of hanging out. For those of us that are really tight, we just stretch our hamstrings, but if you need to, you can bend your knees a little bit here. The idea is that the feet, the knees, the hips are above the heart, helping to restore our circulation. Really great if you have injuries in your legs for healing. Helpful for just getting the blood flow back into the heart, recirculate it, draining our lymph system, helping for drainage in the body. So we hang out here for a little bit. And we breathe. Maybe close your eyes. It is very normally for your feet to get tingly. And sometimes there's this thing that happens in our mind where we want to come out of a pose, but I'm going to encourage you to stay with it, just deeper, deepen your breath. Everything here is temporary. I'm not sure you guys can hear this, probably not through the microphone, but we're having a wind storm outside, and it is so loud, so I hope it's not distracting you. But every time I hear so much wind, there's a lot of energy in that, right? Shifting of energy. And I truly believe that a windstorm is such a cleansing event. It wipes out and pushes away what doesn't need to be here. The stagnant air, clearing space for something newer and brighter to come in. We invite in good new energy to our bodies, to our hearts, to our minds. Let's slowly bend our right leg. Grab a hold of either your knee or the back of your leg. Make sure you're balanced. Lengthen your left leg forward as you do. Really lengthen through the leg, the toes, the heel, whatever makes better sense for you. And keep your leg straight. It's probably going to hang up off the ground. You don't want to go into a deep arch in your back, so pull the belly in. And you're stretching your psoas in the front of your left hip flexor. Getting that one more opportunity to get that little pinching here where you're flushing out the old energy that's sitting in the hip and the psoas, your digestive system. Beautiful. Let's bring the left knee in. Hold on to the left leg, lengthen your right leg, and then straighten it all the way out. Reach, reach, reach. Allowing that space to grow in the front of the body. Again, don't arch your back here. If you're feeling back pain, tuck your tailbone under. This stretch in particular is amazing if you have lower back pain. Okay, it's going to open up the front of your hips. I actually first learned this stretch a little different. The doctor wanted me to be on the edge of a table and doing this same exact stretch when I was 13, recovering from my back injury, which was from gymnastics. Don't let your kids be in competitive gymnastics. I'm just kidding. But I learned so much from that sport. But I did come out of it with a broken back, and that was the end of my gymnastics. But, I'm still in that realm of healing your body and using your body as a tool. All right, let's bend both legs. And then gently just bring your feet down to the ground. And let's sit here and bridge for a moment. So for me, after doing all that stretching, I feel like I want to go up a level on my block. Okay, you can go down too. So if you want to come up with me, just lift up and you'll get that deeper back bend. I feel like my body's ready for that, okay? And I want you to just play with kind of keeping the knees hips width distance. So there's a little hugging in through the legs, keeping the chin off of the chest, the neck is neutral, and you can walk your shoulders under you. And if you feel like you want to, interlace your fingers kind of around the block or hold on to the block. If that doesn't make sense for you, you're just passive here, having your hands turning up, maybe towards the sky, feeling your whole back. Imagine your back as a rainbow, okay? There's not one spot that's lifting more than another. Last couple breaths here. Press into your feet, lift up off of your block and come down nice and slow. Once you come down, windshield wiper your knees side to side. Once you've done that, safe to bring the knees in and rock a little side to side. Let's just take a happy baby here, which feels really good after a bridge. Knees draw down to the outer edges of your rib cage. Beautiful. All right, friends, let's set up for our final resting pose today. So, you can take the same pose you started with. There's so many more things we could do with our blocks or our props. I could be here all day. You can do the same pose you started with underneath your back. Otherwise, I'm going to offer you just supporting your back with the bolster, okay? Could also be your 2 blocks if that's all you have today. And if you want to, you can bring your feet together and just kind of have like that gentle hip opener, which is kind of nice. I personally just like to widen my feet. Head is on the ground. Hands can be out to the sides, palms up. Just make sure all of your props are out of your way so you're not bumping into anything that's going to distract you, or one on belly and one on chest. And just close your eyes. And we're going to take this Shavasana together today. So take one more deep breath in and let it go. Feel the gentleness that you have given your body and your mind and your heart through this practice. Seep into every single cell in your body. Letting go of your breath, of your effort. In your mind, say to yourself, I am ready. I am willing. I am open to receive. I am ready. I am willing. I am open to receive. we drift off into a place of soaking in the benefit of our practice, but giving our bodies and our minds the moment to completely let go. Letting go of the work, of the thoughts, of everything. Let go. Take a little deeper breath in through your nose. And let it go. Start to invite in some movement in your fingers and your toes. Licking your lips. Stretching the arms and legs away from each other. Just like you're waking up for the first time today. Take your time, bending your knees, and letting yourself roll to one side, using that arm as a pillow. Pausing on your side in this modified fetal position, this pose of new beginnings. Restate your intention here. Planting the seed of your intention deep into the earth. And really reminding yourself to nurture that intention with whatever you need to give it in order for it to grow. Just like a plant needs our love with water and sun, our intentions need action as well. When you're ready, slowly, and even keeping your eyes closed, migrate up to a seated space, crossing the legs, sitting on your cushion if you wish. Turn your palms to face up, thumb touching index finger pad, Gyan Mudra. Closing eyes. Take a few breaths that are just for you. feeling that sense of calm that you have created in your own body. And gently kiss your palms together and bring them up towards your third eye center for clarity of thought. Moving the thumbs down towards your lips and throat for clarity of speech. And down towards your heart for clarity of action. May the divine in me greet and honor the divine in you. Namaste. I hope you feel absolutely amazing after that practice. Thank you for being here. If you don't have these wonderful props, you can go down on this page and there is a link there to Manduka's website, and I am lucky enough to be able to offer you 15% off with my discount code. So what I would have handy is one either big bolster, you can get smaller ones as well. Those are really handy. I love those. A strap, a long one, longer the better, and at least 2 blocks. I also like their Pro and this is their Pro Light. I love the Pro mats. Those are the greatest. And there's also an option to get blankets, and those can be really helpful too, especially if you want something softer to lay on when you do this type of practice, or you get cold, you want to cover up, or you want to pad different areas, so that can be handy. If you have any questions, please send me a message in comments. And once again, I'm just so grateful to be able to have this community here that is growing online. Please share this class with somebody you think that needs it. And I really love to hear from you. A like, a comment, both, and definitely don't forget to subscribe. I will see you very soon. Namaste.